After a 5-hour drive and a quick overnight stay in Atlanta, we have officially arrived at the ATL airport. I had only taken a few flights in my life, typically very short ones. This will be my first long flight, and this is Ashley's first flight, period. So her first experience in an airport. Thankfully it wasn't too busy once we got through all the madness. We did have to stop and get some Starbucks, which took a little bit longer than it should have. Typically, most people get nervous on their first flight, but I have to hand it to Ashley. She was so excited to fly. This was my first time flying over water, and I have to hand it to Delta. Super smooth takeoff and landing. The views were gorgeous. Perfect weather, a little cloudy, but expected, and it was just a great overall flight experience. Once we landed, I got my rental car, loaded it up, and then headed out. My first time driving in Puerto Rico. Definitely a new experience for me. Driving down there was a little intimidating at first, but I soon got the hang of it. It was hard to try to keep an eye on traffic and take in all the sights at the same time. Thankfully my co-pilot did a great job of getting some video in there. Learning how to read the street signs in Spanish was the first challenge I had to overcome. Even though you can kind of figure out what they mean when you're traveling, 60 miles an hour on a highway, you don't have a lot of time to think about translation. You just kind of have to use your gut instincts. And here we are at Old San Juan. When we first arrived, there was a tourism festival going on. Great way to enter us into the city. There was dancing, there was food. We had got to try what is called a tripleta, which is pork meat of some sort. I don't really know. It's amazing. We both approved of it. And another thing we had to try on one of these hot days, what's called a piragua, which is, it's like a fruit icy made from scratch. Right there, he's shaving it into the cup. This is a guava flavored one, very sweet, super refreshing. Now that we've got our piraguas, let's go find our Airbnb in Old San Juan. We got the one located in La Fortaleza, which is known as the Umbrella Street up by the governor's mansion. Alright, so really quick walk through here. We walk in to this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous open air area. Everything was very nicely done, very modern, yet it still had that kind of Puerto Rican feel to it. One of the reasons we got this Airbnb was because of this view. So let's go check out the patio area. Now typically, for some reason, they weren't really doing it this weekend, but these are always lined with umbrellas. They change them out weekly or monthly. I'll have pictures of that later on. But this is the famous Umbrella Street on La Fortaleza, and down there you'll see that is the governor's mansion. And we have our own little security detail down there, because you can't get too close to the governor's mansion. So back inside, course, we've got a kitchen, washer, dryer. If you do get an Airbnb, I recommend having a washer and dryer. Saves a lot of money with packing. Nice kitchen, nicely stocked, clean, organized. Into the bedroom, comfy bed, nice air conditioning unit in there. We didn't really need too much, we don't really spend a lot of time in here. Now we're gonna head back to the Cultural Fest. Didn't really record a lot down here, but after we walked around, we went back to the room, got some takeout, and finished off the night with some tres leches.